So the big question is this: how do most agents who struggle to get the information that most successful agents hoard to themselves grow and prosper without this information? That's the big question, and this video cast is the answer. Welcome to Real Estate Rockstars. I'm your host, Pat Hyben. And now, for the review of the day.
All right, got a review on 6 Steps to 7 Figures. Yes, my book, 6 Steps to 7 Figures, a real estate practitioner's guide to building wealth and creating your destiny. All right, so on the audio version of this book, on Audible, it allows people to rate overall performance and story, and they gave 5 stars to overall, 5 stars to performance, and 5 stars to story. Performance is me reading it, which my performance used to be terrible, and then I changed it after like 2 years, so it's much better now. Michael did this, and he says, great book, a must-read for anybody interested in real estate. I will definitely listen to this audio book again. Thank you, Michael.
Keep the comments coming, guys. I love them. And remember, I eat feedback for breakfast, so give me a 1-star review if you want, or a 5-star review if you want. I don't care. And the more reviews we get, the better guests we get. So please, subscribe first, and then leave us a review or wherever you're listening. All right, Rockstar Nation, we got a great guest today. I got Jennica. Not the only Jennica, but maybe soon to be the only Jennica. I'm going to talk about that. Jennica Holmquist is killing it out in Washington State. She's a 30 under 30 rock star, and we're going to find out exactly what she's doing to turn so many heads. So, Jennica, welcome to Real Estate Rockstars.
Thank you for having me.
Hey, Jennica, why don't you tell everybody about yourself so they can get to know you better?
Yeah, absolutely. I started in real estate when I was 20. I have been in it for 8 years now, and I started with a company called John L. Scott. It's based out of Washington, Idaho, and I believe they're in Oregon. And then eventually moved to Keller Williams. I've been with them for about 5 years now. I was a solo agent all through 2016, a top producing solo agent, and then in 2017 started our team, which has been quite the adventure. It's definitely not as easy as what it sounds like when you start a team. And most of my business has been based on Sphere. I do a lot of networking and getting out in the community. So that's where our business comes from. So, yeah.
Hey, that's awesome. I'm glad you said that. I'm gonna dive deep into that, about the whole team thing, because I'm hearing some people talk about that and debate that, and so anyways, we can I'm going to dig into that, because some people are starting teams and then they're going back solo again because they're finding more profit in it. So we're going to talk about that. But anyways, so let's get to some nitty gritty. So you've been in business now 8 years. You started when you were 20, huh?
Yeah, I didn't know any better.
Yeah, I started when I was 21. So, I think that's a great age, because you're so moldable, and you can just be a junkyard dog. You could just power through it. Well,
and most of my business comes from repeat clients, so I get in at that right age where with my friends, and then they're buying their first home, their second, third. So it's been fun to watch them go through that process.
That's awesome. Okay, so last 12 months, how many houses have you sold?
So, well, year to date, I'm at 20. I'll just do year to date.
Yeah, year to date.
Okay, so I personally have sold 25. I'm at 8.2 million with a gross commission of 183. So that's just for myself. As a team, which is just myself and one other agent, we're at 41 houses, 13.6 million with gross commission of 372.
And wow, and that's at let's say about 7 months in, right?
Yeah, that's so closing out our July numbers.
Yeah, so a little over half a year. So if you double that, you'll be at, 300 and some thousand per year, actually 360 per year, and 750,000 gross.
So our goal is 72 houses, 24 million, 650 gross, because our average price point as a team is 330.
That's awesome. I love how you know your numbers.
I did it right before the call.
So, okay, so let's talk about what's your profit margin on this?
So that's where I ignored that question. I am so bad about those things. We're actually getting ready to hire. We just did our 4th interview for our director of operations, and that's going to be her bread and butter. Is we hired Streamline Business to do our bookkeeping, because I ride from chaos, and that's not been so I don't have the answer to that, is what I'm getting to.
I ride from chaos, huh?
Yeah.
Well, okay, well, good. Well, I appreciate you being candid and not just making up a number. Some people come on the show and they just pulled out of their butt. They're like, oh, I read in the book it's supposed to be 50%, and so mine's 60,
I have no idea. So
yeah. All right, well, cool. Well, let's talk about your business then. Where's it coming from?
We are pretty much all sphere referral based. When I was looking at the numbers before getting on the call, and it said one of the questions was what's the second resource besides your sphere, and it would be internet, and we've only had 3 leads from that. So of all our closings, it's either based around our sphere referrals, or past client repeats.
Okay, so first of all, let's go back to your first year, right? You're 20 years old. How many houses did you sell?
11.
And how'd you sell them?
On my database. Actually, no, that's not true. I got can I swear on here? I don't know if I.
Yes,
swear.
go ahead.
I usually drop it first, but now that I see your face, I can't just drop it and not ask. I got all the shit. So when I got in 2010, it was when it was short sales, bank owns. My first 5 transactions were all bank owned short sales. And so the agents that didn't want to handle or deal with it, I didn't know any better that was the shit. And so I worked a lot of short sales. And that's when we would negotiate them ourselves before the companies came in and started doing that. So I would get the fun, $100,000 houses that nobody wanted to mess with, which I didn't know any better. And so yeah, so that was where my first.
So you just went there. I talked to another agent this morning actually that did the same thing, right? Just all the shitty leads. I just went and said, give me your worst deals that you don't want, the $50,000 mobile homes and the pieces of land or whatever. And again, junkyard dog, right? Just take it. Just, I believe action creates action. You know what I mean? If you're in movement, you're going to sell more just because you're in movement, you're doing things, and people know you're busy,
what you put out to the universe. It's just by going in the office. It's crazy when you're just sitting in the office where stuff will come from out of nowhere by being present and being in there. So I always tell everybody, it's 3 years of grind, just taking whatever you can get, and then you can start being pickier. So
and is that kind of what you did? You for 3 years, you just took everything, all the junk.
Oh yeah. All the good stuff. So
And then, how long did it take before you started being able to, let's say, getting a referral, from someone you work with, that sort of thing?
Probably about that 3-4 year mark. I would have some referrals or people that I would be close with that were starting to buy, but on a consistent basis, it was probably about that 4-year mark. And then it also became, because I started building more of a database of past clients, that having those as referral resources. So.
Wow. And right now, what percentage of your, okay, so you've done, let's say you're going to do 50 deals by yourself, which is phenomenal, right? Without your team partner or whatever, you've done 25 year to date. How many of those are listings?
So as a team, we are 37% listings, 63% buyers.
Okay. Which still is, you've been in business 8 years, so I guess that's probably okay. I was going to say.
Well, a lot of it is our age too. Is that I have so many clients that are starting buying their first homes, and just from my networking and my social media, a lot of my clients are my first-time home buyers. So we're still going through those ones or they're the repeat second buyer. Yeah,
and universally, I think what you're saying is your age or whatever is universally buyers are going to show up.
Yep.
Listings you have to make happen.
Yep.
If you want to get into listings, you want to bring that to 50-50 or better, you are actually going to have to change your behaviors and such that you're going to have to, door knock, you're going to have to call FSBOs expire. You're going to have to go after listings or else it won't happen. Because that's what happened to me. I was a buyer agent my first 3 years or so, just 90% buyers, very few listings, and
it wasn't until I changed my mind and said, okay, I'm going to start cold calling, basically what I did, that, up and down streets saying I want to be a listing agent, that I became a listing agent.
Yeah, I haven't had my come to Jesus moment yet. That's no, I'm still avoiding it. I'm just fear-based. So I know that next year, in order for us to increase our numbers, those conversations are definitely going to have to come and play. And I have a MAPS coach, and she's aware of it, but I'm like, not yet, just not yet. So I know it's there.
Okay, so tell me about these deals you're getting now. Like, what are you doing specifically? Like, it's a cliche to say, oh, sphere of influence. Like, tell me, like a step-by-step process. Let's say someone's listening and they go, okay, well, I get it. Sphere. That's what everybody says, right? So, but what are you doing on a daily basis to get the sphere to raise her hand and say, Jennica, I want to buy a house from you or sell a house with you?
My biggest resource is social media. So we have I have really great presence on Facebook and Instagram. We work really hard at having our business page show production for our page. So I can't stand when you go to an agent's page and it's like, oh, look at me, blah, blah, blah. I'm doing all these things. So instead of us doing the talking, we let our business page do it. So we have, like, when we have a closing, we have our business page tag us on our personal page. So it's self-promotion without us having to say it for us. And then, so I get a lot of business from my social, and it's not even business, it's people that I know I wouldn't have stayed in contact with. I think I have like 3 clients right now, looking at my numbers, in contract from high school that I would have never stayed in contact with if it wasn't for that. So a lot of social media. Then when we have people in our database, we do like client parties, we do giveaways, just things to stay in front of them. We have extremely cute branding, and so it's really nice to be able to use that because people are excited about it and want our giveaways. So,
all right, we're going to talk about these three things here. So first of all, your business page.
Yep.
Tagging your personal page.
Yep.
How does that work?
So we have our Washington Lifestyle Homes is our business page. Whenever we have closings, or on our Instagram, same thing, Facebook, Instagram, instead of me saying like, look, I just closed this house, we have our Washington Lifestyle Home say, hey, Jennica just closed this house and tagged me in it. And so it's there without me having to do that promotion.
So it's almost like a higher power that they don't understand, right? They think it's like your broker is giving you an award for having a closing, but it's really you. Okay, that's awesome. And then they tagged, and then you get tagged in it, and you're like, "Oh, thank you so much." And it was great working. And then
played around a little bit, yeah.
Do you are you like doing things like taking a picture with that settlement, that sort of thing?
No, it's mostly more like we just have a picture of the front of the house, and then we have we have a social media director, and she kills the game. She's so good. And so she does, like, on Canva, she'll do a little post with like the cute wording and everything. So our Instagram right now is on fire. I mean, it's so cute what she's doing. So we utilize a lot what she does, and then put it
what is she doing exactly?
So, well, just the consistency. So we, what is she doing? So she does a lot of community things. We started doing more personal things about us because we were realizing we have all these pendings. And so when we go into contract, we put a post up for pending and closed. And it's all about the mindset of people just seeing that constant activity. And so everyone, constantly like, oh, you're so busy. Well, we're replaying that same house 3 times in the process. So they don't necessarily always relate back to that, but they see the activity. So when we list it, we pend it, and we close. And then, so we have that activity. She does, like I said, community spotlights for things, stores, restaurants in the area. And then we just started doing Wednesday, like more details about us. I can't think of what she calls it, but that way it's showing more the personal side. And then also we are super liberal. So we made a decision when things started hitting the fan, that we wanted to make sure to use our voice. And so a lot of times if there's things that are going on, we want to make sure to share a message. So.
Want to save over 87% on all 12 of our 5-star rated real estate sales training courses at Rebus University? This is an opportunity that doesn't come around often, but for a limited time only, you can get instant access to all 12 of our courses all at once. Yeah, all 12 of the courses, valued at over $10,000
for only $197 a month when you take action right now. Plus, I'm going to throw in a 12-month membership to Big Profit Agents, a $564 value, absolutely free. Not only will you save $1,200 a year, $100 a month, off our already heavily discounted All Access Pass, but you'll lock in this price for life. And remember, you can cancel anytime, and there's a 30-day money-back guarantee. Listing agent, buyer agent, leads bundle, Facebook ads, team agent, real estate mogul, and so much more. Access every single 5-star course that I just mentioned instantly with your first payment of $197. Visit rebusuniversity.com. Under the courses tab, choose All Access, and then use the coupon code HYBEN and save $100 a month for life. You can also text HYBEN to 345-345. That's HYBEN to 345-345, and I'll send you over the URL for your smartphone. Act now because there are a limited number of these coupons available. rebusuniversity.com, choose All Access, and use the coupon code HYBEN, or text the word HYBEN to 345-345. Okay, well, Jennica, this is great conversation. So, talk to me about the decision that you made to pick a side, right? Because a lot of people would give you advice. Certainly, any manager, I think, or broker, I can't imagine someone actually. Maybe it's just in my head, like a movie, right? That they're going to give you this same old advice that is. Oh, don't talk politics and don't talk religion, right? And just keep your mouth shut about your personal opinions because you're going to lose business, by taking sides. And obviously, I know that you thought about that, and you were conscious of that sort of advice, and you said, "You know what? No, I'm not going to take that advice, and it's going to benefit me." So tell me about that process and what your thoughts are.
So I still get comments about that, and I'm so glad you're actually bringing this up and talking about it, because every interview, every time I talk with anybody, nobody actually, I'll always tickle around it, this is where I stand, this is what we do as a team, and nobody actually challenges me back to have the conversation. Even for my 30 under 30 interview, things like that, they didn't put any of that in my profile. So I'm so glad you're asking me about this, because everybody still avoids it. We decided as a team, right? I mean, mid controversy of everything. I think it was the ban, the flight ban, when that was all going on.
The Muslim flight ban.
Yeah, that was the first time that we sat down, and I said that we all share a lot of the same views, but are we comfortable sharing our as a platform? And we decided, fuck it. I can't imagine not having our voice out there. And if there's people that don't want to work with us because of that, then we're not the right people for them. And I think that when I look at businesses now that don't make a voice or platform when there's things going on, I think they're chicken shits by not saying hey, this is not right. This is not what we stand by. But I also love seeing companies that makes, whether it's subtle hint or subtle sign, just some kind of way to say hey, this is where our views are and what we support. And I can't imagine sleeping at night not having our voice out there. So we just decided as a team, and we did have the conversation, but I'd rather not have and I don't mean this in an ignorant or naive way, I'd rather not have that kind of business if that's where if they're afraid of doing business with us because of that. So
you kind of leave it up to them, right? It's not like you're saying, hey, if somebody shows up to your office with a "Make America Great Again" hat.
Oh yeah, it would be a strong hard no.
You would say you would not take them as a client.
Yeah, it would be that one. When those are every time I see a red hat.
So you would make the decision even more. You would, if they say, hey, you sold my mom's house, you did a great job, and they're rolling in there. They got a red hat, white letters, "Make America Great Again." You're going to be like, hey, I'm sorry, but you're wearing that hat. I can't. Or would you just talk to me about that?
Yeah. So I don't doubt that I have clients that are Trumpies, Trumpers, whatever you call them. I don't know what other words, but I don't doubt that I have clients that are like that, but I respect a difference of opinion. However, people over profit is something like I can never get behind. And so that would be the conversation is at this point of everything that's happened, there is like that just social injustice that keeps continuing to go on. And if we have clients that are that strong, I mean, to wear that hat still, like, come on, get out of here. Like, just overplayed. And so if that's where they're still standing as that is their presence, then I would let them know that we're probably not the right fit for them because we're not quiet. I mean, their money that they're giving us, we donate to immigration. We have a Tacoma Community House in Tacoma that we donate to. We donate to YWCA, which is for women. I mean, there's just different capacities that he's not supporting already. We donate to Planned Parenthood. So their money is going to that, and I just don't want to have to deal with the conflict of interest.
So in a sense, you would feel like you're selling your soul
100%.
working with a Trump supporter.
Well, it's not necessarily, okay, so let me so it's not a Trump supporter because I know that I have clients. I have people in my family. I mean,
Okay.
So, but it's the fact of like where things lie now. So it's not even a matter of difference of opinion, but I think like, so to still wear that hat, there are people that I probably know that I have conversations with that will not tell me that they're a Trump supporter, that there's things that he values or does as far as the business side. I'm a small business owner. Nothing that man does is going to hurt me. It's only going to benefit me. I'm a white female, so there's a little bit on the female side as a small business owner that he's supposed to be helping me. Like, he's only going to benefit me, but I can't put aside what he's doing to other people that I know, love, and respect. So That's where the difference lies in between. We want to make sure our business is set and known that this is where we stand and why we stand there. So anytime we bring somebody on our team, we always have the conversation. We are liberal. Like we just did last couple of weeks ago, had a Pride booth. All of those different things. We support the Rainbow Center in Tacoma, which is for the LGBTQ community. Like we are known to do those things and we want to continue that voice. And I just don't want anyone to come in that has a difference of opinion that is so uncomfortable with it. Because there's that line of like the politics side and then the other. So.
Right. So let's talk about this. So do you think your business is hurt by this or is helped by this?
I don't care. I don't think it's hurt by it. If it was, that's not worth it to me to sell my soul to be quiet. I think that it's helped because we have a lot of people. I mean, we're birds of a feather. Like we have
it's
a lot.
Probably. I'm going to answer that question. I think the opinion of most people, and this is not. I'm not. We're finished talking politics. This is opinion of riches and the niches.
Yeah.
I met a girl who actually has she sells vitamins and she sells exercise plans, and she's the exercise guru, right? And she has a tattoo of a gun on her arm, and she has she's very conservative. She's from Texas. She's all about guns and being conservative and weight loss and looking fit, right? And she's killing it, right? I mean, she knows who she is and she knows who she isn't. And it's actually benefiting her. And a lot of people told her in the beginning, they said, you're crazy. You should cover up your gun tattoo. And she said no. And she goes, that's part of her, and very religious she is. So, that's part of her gig. She's like, well, I'm not just about women wanting to lose weight, right? Or stay fit. I'm about women wanting to lose weight who love guns, who are conservative and who are religious.
And I love it. I respect her the shit out of it because it is who you are. So.
And you're kind of the same thought. And I would be willing to bet. And again, it's not because of the side that you're on. I would be willing to bet just because you've chosen a side and because you're comfortable in your own skin and you know who you are and you know who you're not, that you're going to do more business. It's kind of like the agent. There's an agent in Baltimore. I can't think of his name, but he's clearly the gay agent, right? He's like an agent for. I don't know how he says it, but he says it. I guess I could say it because he says in his ads, he's an agent for gays, right, or what have you, that community. And I asked him once. I was like, "Were you ever worried?" And he said, "No." He's like,
you know, I wanted to be the gauge, and no one was tapping into that. He's like, it was an untapped market. And so I think you're kind of tapping into that too, right? I imagine.
Yeah, and I don't know. We've gotten business from being at Pride booth and things like that, but I don't know. I don't have like a direct reflection of it. I just know that for me, for my soul, for who we are as a company and for who we want to be recognized, it was important for me to know and share our message. So.
And so you're posting that on social media too.
Yeah, if you look at our Instagram, like we right now we're going through a recruiting process for the director of operations, and I let our recruiter know, and she's like, "Oh no, I knew by the time I looked at your Instagram, like where you guys lie with these things." So we definitely share when there's things going on or just a general message so that people know where we stand.
Okay, that's awesome. All right, so what else? Like, what else are you doing? Or is that the only thing that you're doing? Or are you just doing so much of that you're able to get? I mean, 50 deals a year by yourself is a big deal. Is that all you're doing, or what else are you doing?
Yeah, I mean, I do a lot of networking. Big believer in happy hours. So, like, I've been involved with we have a local YPN, Young Professional Network, that I went through as, secretary. I did the philanthropy events, vice chair. So I was involved with that for about 6 years and still involved, just not on the board level. Got a lot of business from that by building relationships. And my biggest thing with all of those is it's not for the short haul. I mean, you have to really commit, and I can't stand when people get involved in those associations and don't put their time commitment into it. So that's why I didn't want to just come and surf, fly over and try to get business from it, but really get involved and make an impact. I'm really involved with the Realtor Association. So I was our Women's Council president. I'm our RPAC chair, RPAC trustee, all of these things with local and state. And so I get a lot of business from agents outside of the area too.
And so these events that you're going to, right? Are they liberal events for the most part?
No.
Networking,
yeah. Like, I mean, we go to luncheons and stuff, but my intentions when we go to those luncheons is to donate money, not to surface crowd for business. So, yeah, we don't go to networking liberal events and we don't, I mean, when I say no, we don't use it as a platform for business. We just use it as a platform for sharing our voice.
And indirectly you get business from it. But, but maybe if you consciously did, you quadruple it, right? But I guess you could say, whatever. It's interesting. All right. So, tell me about the client appreciation parties. Like, how does that work? How much money are you spending on these things? What are you doing? What's it look like?
Last year we did 2. We did one at a new restaurant that opened in our area. It's called Rhine House. It's a German bar. It has like bocce ball. And so we did a private party area and had drinks and appetizers. We had like a photo, step and repeat, all of that, photographer. I think that one cost us like $3,000, something around there. I can't remember specifically. And with the photographer, then we can tag the clients in the pictures. So it's you have so many touch points when you have client events, because you've got the reminder, the first invitation, the reminders, the follow-up, the thank you. And then it's even if people don't show up, because I think that event we had about 100. We usually average about 100 right now, and with inviting about 400. And it's just still, even if they don't come, still seeing that. And then this summer we did we have a local, what is it called? It's not the pro, I can't remember. It's the next level under like a pro or a baseball team. What's that called?
Minor league.
Minor league. Thank you. We have a minor league team. I have no idea.
No problem.
We have a minor league in Tacoma. That's the Tacoma Rainiers, where we did a party deck. And so they give them food, and then we can just get them out there and socialize. And so we pay
awesome.
None of the game and just more of our clients. So now
on these things, right? Is it like open bars? Is it like kind of come party with Jennica?
Open bars with animals? Hell no! Like, oh my god, people! I know what I'm like at an open bar. No. So we do drink tickets, or at the Rainiers, it's included where they have like a set amount that they give beer and wine. At the Rhine House event at the restaurant, I think we did like 2 or 3 drink tickets, and then just had platters of food until they ran out. So
you're basically throwing a party, and you're just inviting, pretty much everyone you work with, all your friends, family, whatever. Just
Yep.
Are they allowed to bring friends? Is it just kind of like, hey, come, this is Jenica's party,
Well, it's our team party, but yeah, so we invite, we have our team invite their friends and family and people that have supported. So that's generally speaking is on our invite, is people that have supported us, whether it's just with their presence, whether it's with their referrals, or if they've done business. So.
I want you to think about the word toolbox. What is a toolbox? A toolbox is a box full of tools that you use to build something great. At Real Estate Rockstars, we've created our own free toolbox. So everybody that comes on the show as a guest brings a tool with them, and we plow them all into this toolbox, and we give it away for our viewing audience to basically use as they wish. Everything we put in there is an actionable item that can be downloaded, can be printed, can be used immediately. And we got things like scripts and dialogues, checklists for teams, checklists to keep agents accountable, referral forms that are filled out at settlement to get referrals by your buyers and sellers. Everything you could think of that you could use on a regular basis about real estate is included in this toolbox, and it's helping agents worldwide sell more houses and make their jobs a lot easier and processes much more efficient. And the thing is, it's absolutely free. All you got to do is go to hibandigital.com/toolbox or text the word toolbox to 444-999. That's toolbox 444-999. Do it now.
So why do you think you got picked for 30 under 30? Because I know thousands and thousands of agents, apply for that. Every year it gets harder and harder to win. What do you think stood out in you? If they certainly didn't do it, like you said, like you would hope that they would mention about your, being liberal and that sort of thing. What do you think the reason was?
I am very involved with the realtor community and associations. Like I said, I'm on the political advocacy. I've done a lot of work on that side, and I'm really passionate about it because I feel like too many agents in our industry don't pay attention to that side that's directly impacting our industry and our clients. So not only do I take my passion to like social injustice and taking care of people as a whole, but also our industry, because I think it's too easy for people to cash the check and not have those conversations of, for example, in Washington State, they're constantly looking at going after capital gains. And I don't even know if it's just Washington State, but I just know that when we go to Hill Day, that's one of our issues that comes up is looking at capital gains. And so right now, after 2 years, when somebody buys their house and it's their primary residence, any money they make that it's in their profit and they're not paying taxes on. Well, if they are looking to increase that or take longer, not only is that directly impacting us as agents, our clients, but then you look at home inspector. I mean, there's just so many people that play a part.
That Washington State is trying to put up.
There's been conversation about making it like you have to be in your home for 3 to 5 years, or, there's a certain amount that you make and there's a percentage back, things like that. And so it's just, if you look at that one issue, and that's probably one of my favorite examples because it's such a big impact. And if you as a real estate agent say that you're doing the best for your client and the community, but you don't know those conversations that are happening that are going to have such huge impact, I think it's bullshit. So that's where I think that my involvement with the realtor community has what was directly relating to me getting a 30 under 30.
Wow. And so what else are you doing for the realtor community?
You want my resume? I can hit you with the resume.
Please. Yeah, do it. Yeah, tell me.
Okay, so I started with Women's Council of Realtors. So I went through as, I think, on a committee to secretary, vice president. I can't remember all the names for the different ones. Vice president, past president. So that was for local. And then I was on a couple committees at state. And then I started our YPN, so our Young Professional Network for our local chapter. I've been on the directors as a director. I am currently the RPAC, which is the Realtor Political Action Committee. Don't tell them I messed that up. RPAC. So I'm the director, and I'm on state level as a trustee for RPAC. What else? I'm on a bunch of little committees. I just believe in I think if you're not involved in that level, I just don't know if you're doing your job completely. And not even being on a committee, but at least having the knowledge. There's so many people that I can't stand that stupid statement of why am I paying the $600? I don't even know what it goes towards. Well, it's not educating yourself. And that circles around to not educating yourself about, it's so easy to say that without educating yourself.
Yeah. I mean, I had a guy on last week who said that realtor boards should be abolished. He said they're a waste of everybody's time and money. So what would you say to him?
Educate yourself, because that's a lazy ass answer. And that's the thing is that it kind of circles back around to everything. Bet you he was a white man, huh? Bet you
He was white. Yeah, he was. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so sorry, we can delete that part out.
Well, what's that have to do with it?
Because it's such a lazy answer to not educate yourself. If there's something that you're paying into, to not take your time to know why you're doing it. It's that whole phrase of like when there's something like injustice or oppression going on, but you can say, well, they need to educate me. Why are they feeling that way? It's the same thing. Like take the time to freaking educate yourself and have a opinion and perspective. And he may still feel that way, but at least he has the knowledge to know where that money is going towards. And I guarantee you, once he finds out where that money and the impact that it's making into his direct pocket, he might change his opinion on that.
His thought process was, they provide lock boxes, but he doesn't go to, any classes or anything, and they're just standing in the way of going straight to the source, which would be something bigger like a MLS that everybody could use, or that sort of thing.
And the reason I love the RPAC side is because I can directly see when they're making changes to our area and the whole political side. I mean, it's crazy once you start learning things. When I sit down with clients and I can use that of like, this is what we're doing, or when your client, like how embarrassing if your clients know stuff that's going on that you have no idea, but yet you're putting money into fighting for something you don't know about. It just seems ignorant to me. So
fascinating. And what's the market like now in Tacoma, Washington? Is there a seller's market, buyer's market? What are you guys dealing with there?
I'm excited and kind of nervous. I think we're balancing out. So we have been a seller's market. We have so much going on up in Seattle alone. So I'm about 45 minutes-ish with traffic to Tacoma from Seattle. And so we have all these investors and a lot of money from China going into Seattle. The average to get into the medium price point in Seattle, you have to make like $129 an hour to afford that market. So we're getting the push down. Yeah, down I-5 is where we get all the buyers that can't afford that and are coming into Tacoma. So for the longest time, we've been in a seller's market. So, crazy waiving appraisals, waiving inspections, having to put more down on the appraisal value, things like that. And then as of July 1st, it really slowed down where we were seeing, like I had a house I put on the market that should have sold multiple offers within 3 to 5 days and it didn't sell for 13 days. It was still full price, but everyone was saying it was like the 4th of July slowdown and it has not picked back up since then. So our thing is in Pierce County, under 300 is still pretty active because it's equivalent to rent prices, but over that we're starting to see things. It's just not that chaos. So it's going to.
What are you going to do about it? What
I don't know.
action are you taking?
I've never been in this, so I have. When I got in, it was a buyer's market, so it was all buyer everything, and then it quickly switched to seller. So I'm like, oh, okay, here we go. So
that's funny.
I have no idea.
Wow, that's funny. Well, I got a great course for you, the Certified Price Reduction course at Rebus University, guys. If you go to rebusuniversity.com and type in PH50. PH50, I'll give you 50% off. That was a good tie into our new price reduction.
That was smooth.
All right. So let's wrap this up, Jennica, with our flagship question, and that is this: let's say that I took you and I put you with 9 of the other 30 under 30, right? The 9 best ones, right? And I put you guys in the same remote location, but here's the thing: it's remote, but there's a lot of people moving around. There's commerce, they're buying and selling. The houses are selling. The only thing you guys have in common, besides being in the 30 under 30, is that you don't know anyone, right? So nobody knows anyone. And I give you $1,000, I give you a cell phone, and I give you a laptop. Whoever sells the most houses in 6 months gets $1 million cash. How is Jennica going to win that $1 million cash?
Okay. I'm trying not to come up with a smart ass answer. So what's worked for me, but there's like the real estate right question or right way to answer, like door knock and cold call. I feel like is like the right way to do it.
Yep, they've been said before. So but it's okay if you say them again. It's up to you.
I'm not saying that. That's not what I wouldn't do that. So I could like sell this pretty package of something I'm not going to do. And then my coach would call me saying that.
Yeah, no. So tell the truth.
I would say networking and happy hours. So finding what you like and finding like what you like to do. I play on a soccer team that's done a lot of so just figuring out who you are. Again, the theme of our little call is knowing who you are and then using that to build your business because it makes it a heck of a lot easier when you have things to relate with people. So,
That's awesome. Yeah, right.
Caller,
Know who you are, be who you are, and join a kickball team and a soccer team, and go to parties and go to events, and all that stuff is free, by the way.
I love the energy of those kind of things, and so when I'm there, I can be myself, and people are attracted to that. So it is what it is.
That's awesome. Well, it's no doubt why you're being so successful there, and I really appreciate you being candid and coming on the show today. Now, as you know, everybody that comes on brings with them a free gift, and what I do with this free gift, guys, is I'm going to put it. Here's the thing: she's definitely the only Jennica that came on, right?
That's ever going to be.
and she also says there's only 3 Jennicas in an entire real estate world, or listen,
United States.
In the United States. And what are you hoping happens to the other 2 agents?
You're gonna ask for me. Can you say what I told you earlier? I believe, according to my research, that they're newer agents, so I'm gonna give them 90 days to see if they make it.
So she's hoping, if your name's Jennica out there in an agent, she's hoping you'll fail. So I'm hoping that it'll motivate you a little bit. So anyway, so I'm going to make this hibandigital.com/Jennica. It's Jennica. hibandigital.com/Jennica. All her information. If you want to reach out to her, if you're a Trump supporter and you want to spread some haterade on there, you can. No, it's good for you. Trust me, I get it. I had some lady bash me this morning, I
got more to say, so.
It'll be fun. And or whatever, it'll be on there. And also, I'm going to put your free gift on there. But what is your free gift anyways?
So, well, we went down the rabbit hole. The other thing that we do really well in our business is branding. I'm a big believer in having consistent, clean branding. And so our seller packet, our pre-seller packet, is so sexy. Oh my goodness, because it is clean, it's crisp. So I include it because it's probably the thing I'm most proud of. You take, what is it, like what's it, rip off and repeat, whatever it is. I can't remember what that thing is.
Yeah, rip off and repeat.
Yeah, so it's that with like 25 different listing packets because you get them every time. And so I've sent that baby, that's my baby. So I put it out there and it's got really clean branding and has our mission and vision and just who we are.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, that's a big one, guys. You definitely want to download that and implement that in your business if you don't already have a bombastic presentation book. Anyways, but you can get that with all the other downloads that all the other guests, over 100 guests, have brought to this show by going to hibandigital.com/toolbox, because they're all in our Agent Success Toolbox, or you can text the word toolbox to 444-999. And of course, you can get it direct by going to hibandigital.com/Jennica. Jennica, best of luck to you in Tacoma, Washington, and thank you so much for coming in and sharing your story. And if I'm ever in that neck of the woods, I'll look you up and we can break some bread.
Sounds good. Happy hour.
Yeah, sounds good, Jennica. Thank you so much for tuning in to Real Estate Rockstars. If this free content is giving you a ton of value, I want to ask a small favor in return. I need you to pull out your pointing finger and hit the subscribe button. Yes, hit subscribe, please. The more subscribers that we get on Real Estate Rockstars, the better guests are attracted to the shows. We'll get more guests from the top companies, from the top teams, and even more celebrity guests like Robert Kiyosaki and Barbara Corcoran. Also, if you're not a member of our free Facebook group, go to Real Estate Rockstars Radio right on Facebook and join the conversation. I'm on there myself on FaceTime Lives, and we have a lot of communications and questions about the show, and I'd love to see you there. And it's free. People ask me all the time, where am I on social media? I'm real easy to find. Just type in my name. My IG is I am Pat Hyben. It is blowing up on Instagram, adding tons of subscribers, and I'm on there probably twice a day. So definitely follow me on Instagram, as well as everywhere else. Thanks again for listening, and keep rocking.